My name is Emellie O'Brien. I'm a freelance eco-supervisor for the film and television industry. I've worked on the productions of Paramount's Noah, Sony Pictures' The Amazing Spider-Man 2, CBS Television's Elementary, HBO pilot Untitled Rock and Roll Project. I'm also the co-founder of Earth Angel Sustainable Production Services, which provides sustainable consulting and resources to New York film and television entertainment productions. There really isn't a managed approach right now in the United States in terms of monitoring a production's environmental impact. Right now, it's just kind of damage control mode. We do what we can with the resources that we have, all within the normal chaos of a film set. We have the Producers Guild of America Green Committee, and they have a downloadable carbon calculator, which is an amazing tool, but it's completely optional. A lot of productions, if they don't have a sustainability campaign sort of within their DNA, it would then be left up to the production staff. And the unfortunate reality is that environmentalism is not the priority. I mean, some of the biggest hurdles are just behavioral change is really difficult to overcome. We're essentially asking people to change their habits that they've had for sometimes decades. And then I think there's also just like a lack of awareness, like public awareness about the issue. When most people think about the process of making movies or making television, they're not thinking about the resources that are required and the thousands of metric tons of carbon emissions. I think that there's some room for improvement there to actually educate these audiences about what a green film set is and how we can maybe start to use consumer demand to shift that as well. In my experience as an eco-supervisor, I find that the most effective approach is to involve everyone. Filmmaking in its nature is a collaborative process. You can't make a film alone. So there's a certain camaraderie amongst crew members, especially ones that have been in the business for years and have been working together for years. And so I like to make sustainability accessible. I like to give a prize away every week. We call it the GCAL, which stands for Green Crew Member of the Week. Everyone looks forward to at lunchtime on Fridays, like, who's it gonna be? And it's a great dialogue starter about sustainability, and it just gets people thinking and gets people mindful. The approach has to be, it has to integrate well into the existing structure. Otherwise, if it's too hard for people, then they're not going to embrace it. So, my approach has always been to not just perform the duty of a change maker, but to actually create change makers and empower people to take it on themselves. The best allies are those environmentally conscious producers. Peter Seraf at Big Beach Films, Mary Jo Winkler, who's the producer of this HBO pilot. Those decision makers who are, control the power and the resources of these productions, and who are actively seeking out sustainable alternatives, are really, the best allies for an eco-supervisor by far. It's really about going for that low-hanging fruit and trying to accomplish what you can in the given time span that you can with the given resources. So every production I work on, we get a little bit better. We recycle a little bit more. We eliminate a few more plastic water bottles. There's this energy around sustainability right now that is really gaining momentum in a huge way. We saw that with the People's Climate March in New York and with the UN Climate Summit. So there's a real opportunity here to have the film and television sector kind of capitalize on that energy. In the film industry, I mean, I would take it as high as I could. I would take it to the Academy. I would take it to the heads of the studios, and I would say, let's make a policy change right here, right now. Let's commit to this, and let's stop ruining the planet for the sake of entertainment. It's kind of wild when you actually stop to think about it. This is not an industry that saves lives. It's not. It's important. It's integral to our culture. And I'm a filmmaker before I'm an environmentalist. That's my background. But I have to stop and recognize that as much as our content is progressing, our practice is not. It's remaining extremely stagnant. And we have the capability of changing things, we're just choosing not to. And that's where you have to kind of stand back and make some noise and be disruptive.